Well, hello there, YouTube, and welcome to Friday morning. Today's Friday the 7th, right? Yeah, of August. Skunk still, whew, oh, holy crap, I can smell it now. Holy moly. That's a little mixture of skunk and decomposition there. Wow, that was really strong. But again, I'm on the Spyder. I could have rode something else, but there's a customer of ours and his wife. Actually, it's his wife's Spyder that's in, and they have a ride going tomorrow out to Hood River, Oregon. And there's a chance that I won't be able to get their bike done. They had no schedule. Why? I mean, this has been going on for 3 weeks. But anyway, they didn't make a schedule, so it kind of got squeezed in. And I'm literally booked like 2 weeks out. So somehow or another, amongst all the people that took the time to make a schedule, I got to squeeze in a master cylinder replacement on this. I think there's a 2011, it might be a 2012 RTS. But anyway, there's a chance I won't get that done. And in lieu of that, they're going to take this demo that I am perched upon at the moment and take it for the weekend. And I'll ride the F3 home today. That's why you're staring out the Hero 4 off the chin instead of the 3 Plus off the side, because I just took the 3 Plus off because I have no windshield on the F3, and that headwind coming north is brutal on that F3. Oh man, it's not that you get buffeted or anything. The wind is actually very clean and very smooth. It would be a pleasurable wind if you weren't riding in it for an hour or more. But without the windshield, you get the pressure of all the wind. Like I say, it's smooth, but where's your hands and arms out? You wouldn't let go of the handlebars with that thing. You would literally find yourself sliding down the freeway. There's so much wind hitting you. Just imagine taking your, say you have a Sportster or a little naked bike or something like that. Well, actually, that's not fair because most of those you're tucked over into the wind. So imagine taking let's just say a Sportster or something, some kind of little cruiser with no shield or anything, and just wick that sucker up to 100 miles an hour and hold that for about an hour to an hour and 10 minutes. And not real cool. So at the speed limit against that wind, it's roughly about a 100 mile an hour blast hitting you. It gets a little old, and I'm not the smallest guy, so I kind of have this dragging a parachute kind of effect against the wind. I don't cut through the wind like I used to in my wee younger slender days. Plus that stuff never bothered me because I was always riding sport bikes, and you're hunkered over in a position that the wind hits you in a different way. But when you're sitting on a cruiser and you're pretty much upright, you are just a blast in the wind. That's literally like going down the road in the back of a pickup truck and holding up a piece of plywood. It doesn't work very well. But I've been meaning to explain this, and it's after the vlog or when I'm looking at whether I'm going to use it or not, or I realize you keep forgetting to explain what's going on, why the 3 is on the side even when I'm riding on a bike that doesn't need to be on the side. The only bike that I ride is the Indian Chieftain and the Street Glide, just because of the way it looks across the bow. of the fairing, you know, it looks like you're staring out the front of a little private airplane. You know, you just don't see clearly over the hood, so to speak. And the view looks, you're not seeing where I'm going, you know. Yeah, you're talking about a 4-inch difference. The difference is just amazingly small. But you almost look like you're on top of my helmet when I'm on the side. It's crazy that such a small difference can have a huge effect. But anyway, I don't want that 3+ dragging in the wind on the F3. But the reason I'm doing this is I may have talked about this in a vlog I didn't use. But anyway, I ordered 2 more of the 90-degree mic adapters for the Hero 3 through 4. And I ordered the same ones that I've ordered in the past, and they worked. And they came without the resistors, so the 3+ and 4 does not recognize that the microphone is plugged in, and it uses the GoPro's internal mic as if nothing was plugged in. So today, in fact, I'm going to receive from eBay. I ordered some 1/8 watt 300 k ohm resistors that you solder in on the number I think it's 6 and 7 or 7 and 8, I don't recall, the ports on the you can actually take the little 90-degree head very carefully. It has 3 little almost disguised little clips that hold it together, and you very, very carefully solder in a resistor. The Radio Shack up in Chehalis, it's still I don't know if you guys all know about Radio Shack, but anyway, they're one of the surviving stores, and all they had was 100K. The smallest ones they had were a 1/4 watt, and all they had in the 1/4 watt was 100K. And I was reading some guy, I think it was actually a video or something, a guy was showing how he soldered in those resistors, and there was a bunch of people replying saying that they put 1/4 watt 100K resistors in theirs and it worked. So I thought, okay, well, you know, and I verified prior to soldering and after soldering that the resistor had 998 ohms. So I had to do some fancy twisting and stuff of the wires a little close to the resistor. I know from the past that you twist them things too, because the 1/4 watt is, geez, it's almost twice the size of an 1/8 watt. But anyway, I was able to get it in there, but it took some fancy twisting of the wires to make it fit, and it was in real, you know, I was afraid that the heat from the soldering iron may have damaged it, but it didn't. Everything worked out fine, except 100K 1/4 watt did not work for my 3. I didn't try it on the 4, but if it don't work on the 3+, that's all I need to know. There's no sense in testing any further. But I have those coming. They'll be here today. So I will have 2 mic adapters. Right now I put it on the left side, on the side mount, because I prefer the hardwired mic sound to the Cena, which you're listening to now. And until I get those, the one that was here is on the side. So if I want a chin view, it's the Hero 4. Or I guess I could swap all the Cena stuff to the 3+, and that would work too. But if you're gonna listen to inferior audio, you might as well have inferior video to match it, right? Anyway, I'm gonna stop for gas here. There's one other thing I want to talk to you about right quick when I leave here, and that'll be it. And I won't make a 40-minute vlog out of this thing, I promise. My promises are shallow as far as videos go. So we'll be right back. See ya. So anyway, Wednesday, a week after I purchased the Street Glide, I was missing the end caps for the Screamin' Eagle exhaust and the different Super Tuner Pro cable for the CAN bikes, the CAN bus system. Takes a different cable and than what I already have for my other Harleys. But anyway, those were two items they didn't have on hand and had to order them. So they showed up. I drove this up to Lacey and picked them up. And then yesterday I talked about, I was too tired after over 3 hours of riding. I got home at, it was like 8:30 or something. I don't know when it was. But anyway, last night I went home and immediately gathered my stuff and my old Sony Vaio laptop and went out there and flashed a stage 1 to the Street Glide, which was absolutely just flawless and straightforward. And they had a map, a stage 1. They have a pre-built map, Anyway, I was just thinking about how they had I didn't realize these things had automatic decompression releases in them, ACRs they call them. And it actually said, it says ACR enabled in the map. It said Screamin' Eagle intake, Screamin' Eagle exhaust, 690cc touring air cooled, because they got twin cooled now, so there's 2 engines, and it was a 1415, basically stock bike, no big boy. You ought to see all the different maps in there. Jeez, there's even a 1900 and something cc version, which is it's like 120 cubic inches, I think is what it is. But anyway, I selected the map, flashed it, which is essentially the same stage 1 flash you would get at a dealer. So I swap out the exhaust and put the stage 1 air filter kit on it. I didn't film any of that stuff. Really, it's like 3 bolts per muffler. Just slide the old one off, slide the new one on, make sure they're aligned, because dual Harley mufflers can be slid forward and aft and can be twisted. You got to make sure everything's lined up, because just the way they mount, you can mount it wrong. It's so boring to do and so quick to do that I just didn't feel like filming it. Number one, I was gonna put the Hero 4 Session on my little baseball cap set up, and so got it installed on the Screamin' Eagle exhaust, which is basically their stage 1 exhaust, and it's called it's a Canon something. Canyon Road comes to mind, but it's something Canon. But anyway, it's the 4-inch Screamin' Eagle mufflers for it fits a Street Glide. I think goes all the way. I think it fits any of the touring Harleys, 14 and 15, but it's the 4-inch. And I got the black billet. They're black anodized billet end caps. Literally takes it took me longer to get the emission sticker off the airbox cover than it did to install the airbox kit. Amazingly easy and straightforward. So fired her up, doors open in the shop, and let her warm up. So put the helmet on, took it for a ride, and man, it sounds going down my gravel road. It's just this nice, pleasant, and not loud boom from the exhaust. And anyway, hit the highway and rolled on her. Definitely, I wouldn't say it's any kind of great power increase, but a noticeable power increase. The one thing I've noticed about the Street Glide, I don't know if it's the fairing or what, but this thing is deceivingly fast. You feel a great pull out of it, a very pleasurable, torquey pull out of it that's very pleasing. But man, you look at the speedo and you're like, what? I'm not even on this thing at all. And jeez, I mean, you literally think you should be going about 40 or 50, and you look down and you're going 75, 80, you know, and I'm not even in third gear yet, you know. But it's crazy. Or fourth gear yet. But yeah, it runs better, sounds better, and out in the open, riding down the road, the exhaust, it sounds good. It sounds good to the rider. I hope it sounds good to onlookers. Well, hello there, YouTube. Welcome back to my favorite little starting spot of a video. You have no idea how many of these I make taking off from here that I never post. I concern myself sometimes. Then, oh, by the way, as you can see, I'm on the F3. I hope it's not windy today, because I get a wallop on this thing without a shield. The air's nice and clean. As you can tell, there's no buffeting sound. It's just a nice smooth air. Unless you get tangled up in a bunch of traffic, then you get dirty air off of the cars. But when it's a strong headwind, the pressure on you to hold on to this thing is pretty substantial. Ah, look at this, and looks like we're literally stopped out here. But anyway, I concern myself because I do so many vlogs that I don't post, and I hate repeating something, because even though I don't post the vlog, I don't know what I have and haven't posted, you know, as far as what I talk about. So I try to avoid repeating stuff. I'll bring up something every once in a while, but I try to avoid repeating. Well, in doing so, because I've done so many like crazy long vlogs. Like I did one again this morning. I mean, I literally said, I promise, and I said, well, my promises are shallow when it comes to vlogs, because I'll go on like forever. Something always comes up, and I just get carried off with it, and that'll lead to something else. And God dang it, the mirror's dinged out of whack on the left side here, so I'm having to do a full look back, and I don't want to reach up and be messing with that and have traffic stop in front of me all of a sudden. But anyway, I'm worried I'm vlogging myself out here. You know, as the old saying goes, you know, you found the end of the internet. I'm liable to find myself at the end of stuff to talk about. I just plumb run myself out. I'm going to go home here tonight and put the VCI in record mode and do a couple of preliminary recorded runs, because just the same with my iron, when I flashed it with a stage 1, it made you do some recorded runs and run it through Smart Tune, and then another app called My Tune, and the performance vastly improves. It'll adjust this thing into a sweet spot. It's really nice, actually. So I'll be doing that tonight as many times as I can before it gets too late and I get bugged out. I'm afraid I didn't even look at the bike. I was in a rush to leave this morning. I just kind of ran past it and got the Spyder out and rode to work. I am absolutely booked until next Friday, and then I won't be back for 9 days, because we're taking off Kelly and I are taking off on our motorcycle trip. It's going to be on a Spyder, but we're taking off on our trip. We're going to go to Spyders in the Redwoods, and also swing down and play around in San Francisco. And I got a couple little things I'm gonna do with her. I we're gonna spend a whole day. We're leaving for the Spyder in the Redwoods 2 days early, and I'm gonna ride. We're gonna just drive 1 day to Grants Pass, which is, man, that's nothing. That's not a hard ride at all. But we're gonna ride with the whole group, and then on Monday we're gonna take 199. There's a bunch of little roadside, little gift shop looking things that and little attractions that we're just gonna spend the day goofing off and just having a good time. And I'm gonna let her have a good time. Those things can be, as with any guy, those things can be quite boring. But anyway, the last trip I took her on the Spyder was long and tedious. It was a 2-day mad dash to get down to Durango, only to spend 2 days there. And about the time we got all relaxed and was having a good time, it was time to take the crazy 2-day trip back. And we're talking 12, 13 hour a day of just keep going. My way of going down is just, stop long enough for a snack, a bottle of water, gas, and go. And that's pretty much what we had to do. And that's no way to take your wife on a trip. I mean, I don't like doing it myself, but I'm one of these people that I'll suffer to get there quicker and enjoy the time once I get down there. The trip, to most places is freeway and boring. If I had tons of time, I would take back roads and back road that sucker the whole way. That's the only way to do it. And anyway, I've rattled on too long here. I am gonna let you go. I'm not gonna keep going, but I'm gonna go home and fiddle around with the Street Glide there and its mapping software and see what kind of changes I can make. I did notice a distinct flat spot in one area, and I noticed some decel popping at certain times. And when I first started it up, I was getting a little spit back through the throttle body. So doing some recorded runs and some smart tune sessions, and she'll be all happy with the world. Now this is the one but the problem with this is it can be quite tedious to do this, because you need to go for the bike's got to be up to temperature. You need to go for your ride, and you have up to 15 minutes worth of record time. So this, you have to do these from 2,000 to red line runs, at different throttle positions and in different gears. You want to hit, it looks like a multiplication table you want to hit, and it's the volumetric efficiency. The wind's blowing me so hard I can't talk. How's that? But anyway, you want to hit as many points on each one of those cells as you can. Obviously there's going to be the mid-range part where you normally ride is going to have the highest count, but you want to get broad with it. Anyway, as we're going through woodland and the wind is doing its best to make me hold on for dear life, you wouldn't believe how sore that makes your hands. And then it's hard to let your arms stretch out because you lean back and you look like a Goomba. So I hold myself up, and that puts a lot of strain on your muscles in your arm here. But I've ridden naked bikes enough here this summer, and this particularly, that you build up a tolerance to it. Man, after a long winter, you jump on something like this and fight the wind like this, your neck would absolutely be killing you, because you wouldn't believe how much pressure I have to use to keep my head from not just flopping around and bouncing off my butt. Doing it, flip you over like the old Reach toothbrush commercial, where the guy flips his head. But wow, I thought it was warm. It's 91. Hell, it's been hovering in the low 80s here the last few days. It's been quite comfortable actually. But anyway, this isn't bad. So let me get myself home and play with a Pro Tuner for a bit, and I'll obviously have the camera on while I'm doing it. So I'm not going to record while I go through all the session things. That's just boring. But anyway, eyes off and running. We'll see you guys. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you can hear me in this crazy wind. But I'm using the Cena, so there's a good possibility you're hearing me. Plus I'm talking really loud, so that's probably helping too. Holy crap, I need to get gas. Good God. Alright. Anyway, I got to stop in Kalama. Hell, I guess I should have paid attention when I took off. I don't know who all's been riding this thing. Hell, it could have been empty. But I'd have seen a fuel light. I'm about to see a fuel light though. She'll be on before I hit Kalama, I bet. I wonder how long it's been sitting there on one bar. But anyway, I'm out this time. We'll see ya. Have a great day now. Thanks for watching. Take care.